Welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is Out of the Pit. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us to keep up to date with our daily photos and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right, well, I'm going to take a more positive tone today because, as my mother pointed out, nobody wants to listen to a sad, depressing, sinking ship. So I thought about that, and I mean, she's right. At some level, it's not only is it not particularly interesting, it's also kind of glooming and depressing, and that's not what we're about here. That's not what the purpose of small business is. It's about figuring out how to solve the problem. And I've been feeling pretty sorry for myself, and I realize that's stupid. I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. I should be excited about the opportunities that are presented to me in this process, right? We've had all of these months of growth, and then we had slow months. And what do you do in slow months, right? You have to buckle down and figure out how to make it work. And so I've been thinking about that a lot, actually, because we've got opportunities to fix the problem, and the only way we're going to do it is to think deeper about the problem. A couple of interesting things that we've done already to solve the problem is we were able to get our Amazon product back up on Amazon. It went relatively smoothly now that I knew the right answer to the question. So, all of that worrying, all of that anxiety, all of the complaining about Amazon, maybe it wasn't worth it, right? Maybe there was a solution that was simple, and I just needed to be working harder at that. Prime Day is coming up on July 19th. So it's still coming around the corner, July 15th, maybe. I don't know exactly the date, but we've got some really cool things that we're working on for Prime Day and getting enough Amazon inventory there so that it can kind of be that extra revenue that we really need. And the other thing I really started thinking about was really about, where are we spending the money, right? What's going on that we're finding ourselves in this trouble? Because it's like we have sales revenue. I mean, it's slower, yes, but it's not like we're not bringing in money, right? So where is the challenge? So I went back to the basics, right? I went and looked and said, okay, where are we spending money? We've got our labor costs, and we may have a little too much labor in light of what we have to do for work. But this is a personal thing, but as a boss, I don't necessarily want the fate of my employees' work to be entirely tied on orders, even though they are production people. So I've been working on saying, how can we utilize that labor for alternative and other purposes? Things like marketing research, we're working on our catalogs soon. We haven't got that quite finished, and that's because of another thing we're working on. But with that in mind, we're going to need to start compiling a list of places to send the catalogs to. So when we don't have anything to do for production, it's how do you find companies that you think would be people that we should send our catalogs to, kind of cold calling, who might be people that would order in bulk, that would like the fact that they've got swatches in them, and can do some of that. Other things we're working on is getting more swatches cut. We have a lot of waste leather that we've been kind of just holding on to from mistaken engravings or just the extra waste of cutting them. So the hope is in that process to be able to utilize the labor to cut out the swatches that we're going to put in the catalogs. I think that's going to be a big help for us, and particularly during the Christmas season, I think we're going to have a lot of use for the books to send out to companies who are looking at buying our products. So that's where we're working on trying to say, okay, not only is the labor cost probably a little too high for the work, so rather than cut hours, which is not necessarily the greatest decision. I mean, we will if we have to, but rather than do that, how can we work on making the labor people into more effective, other uses of their labor, more effective marketing people? I also went back and looked at our marketing that we've been spending money on, and we've just been pouring money into Instagram just day in and day out, and it's been a lot of money. And some of the marketing campaigns just aren't working particularly well. And I thought by just putting more money into the machine that we would be able to turn it around. But I think that this is the slow season. I really do. And the reason I think that is I was talking to our supplier about paying for things and getting things, taken care of with the cash flows and all of that good stuff that you do with a business. We were being very transparent with them. We were working on them. And they actually shared with us that this is their slow season. And that actually gave me a pretty interesting insight into the market as a whole, because if they, as the leather suppliers, are finding that it's a slow season for them, that means that it's a slow season for everybody in the leather market that's selling leather products, and that's probably more indicative of the truth than anything else. So if it's a slow season for everybody, then really what we need to be able to do is, rather than pouring a ton of money, good money, after bad marketing, we need to be slimming down on our marketing to just the things that are working at the most effective. So we cut most of our ads that were kind of test ads, things that we were trying to kind of do new things, and we need to slim the machine down. Getting the Amazon problem solved was an important step, because now we can push people towards Amazon, and I think a lot of people purchase from Amazon even during the slow season. I have an inkling, actually, that this is a slow purchasing season all around for the consumer market, and that's why Amazon Prime Day is when it is. I think they specifically schedule it in the middle of the low season to try to pick sales back up. So our hope is to be able to get the stuff on Amazon and focus some of the marketing in that direction, because I think that'll be really helpful. Another things we're doing is streamlining our logistics process a little bit. We may actually go out of stock of some things. We in the past have very intentionally avoided that by having a lot of extra stock that we didn't necessarily need on the shelf. And even if we sold out of it, we didn't take it off the website because we were going to get more leather soon. But in light of how things are going and how we've got a little bit of the crunch, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to probably start to say, okay, if we run out of a color of something, particularly if it's a relatively slow seller, we're going to just take it off the website, put it out of stock, and then when we get around to it, when there's the money for it and when things get back into shape, then we'll go back and buy it and offer it. So that may mean that we're going to be out of colors more often, but I think we're going to be able to keep our core colors more suitably stocked because of that. Furthermore, we noticed, I was doing the analysis, it's only been a month, not even a month, that the number 2 composition, metric, and mini cut have been out. We thought that when we launched them, we would see a significant uptick in the purchasing of the number 2s as a whole. And that didn't happen. It seemed that people ended up buying one of the other number 2s rather than buying additional number 2s or buying more number 2s. So we didn't necessarily see a significant uptick in the number 2 purchasing. In fact, we saw kind of a downtick, not in the quantity, but in the value, because people started buying the mini cut rather than the classic cut, which is the better of the two, I think, in my opinion. I mean, the mini cut's got its place and I love mine, but that was something that we had not anticipated. I had not anticipated. And so that's where being able to say, okay, well, if we go out of stock of the mini cut, we're not going to immediately put it back in stock. We're not going to, spend a lot of money on that. We're going to push people towards some of our other products that are, equally as good or better and are more along the lines of what we need to be selling at this point. I think if we can really slim down on our marketing spend, which we've already started doing, we can really focus in on utilizing labor in the most efficient way we possibly can. I think we're going to be able to make it through. I'm working through some of the financial aspects with the bank and getting sorted on that side so we can make sure that we don't get further into the hole that we've already been in, and that we can work our way out of the hole we're currently in. And they're pretty positive on this. The good news is that the company has got, or particularly previously, but has continued to have pretty solid cash flows. So if you're looking to lend money to a business, lending money to a business that's got a solid product, a solid subscriber base, and has a track record of growth is a little easier than lending something to somebody who's untested. So I think that actually has been working to our advantage, is the fact that we've grown so fast. And I think a lot of this for me has been a how can I work on making the machine work as efficiently as possible. We just sat down with the Wix design team yesterday, and we're working through new ideas of ways to streamline the design, simplify things. And there was a lot of really simple ideas, things that we've already started implementing. For example, if you used to go click on the shop drop down on our website, it would say Murdy number 1, number 2, and number 3. But that doesn't make any sense to somebody who doesn't know anything about the product. So instead, we changed it to the shop all, and then it drops down and it says journals, binders, folios, because that's what people know. So simple things like that, I think, are going to help make the whole website move faster, move cleaner. We've also started to institute some cool design elements that Wix offers that we've been happy with. For example, their Instagram, they have a native Instagram porting system. So if you go to our homepage, scroll down to below the YouTube video at the moment. We may redesign it all, but on the homepage, there's going to be an Instagram gallery. And if you go and you click on one of the Instagram gallery things, which will automatically be updated every time we post to Instagram, we're going to work on trying to keep links in that sub area. So if you see something on Instagram that you really like, but you can't find it on our website, you can click on it and it'll have a direct link to the product page as well as the price and everything like that right there on that little tag. So we're going to work on how can we make the website mirror the Instagram and make it so that when you're looking to purchase something, it's very easy to find, even if you just saw it on Instagram and you don't know what it's called. So simple tools like that, redesigning the way we do our shop pages, reorganizing a little bit of the website and the design. We're going to do probably a little bit of a paint change, not too much one, but some slight paint changes here and there to help make it visually a lot more open and airy. I think all of those things are going to be important to making our machine run more efficiently. Despite all of my gloom and doom prediction, despite my own anxieties about all of this and trying to make it all work, there is a time and a place to panic, and there's a time and a place to focus. And I just keep thinking of that line in Toy Story 1 in honor of Toy Story 4, which just came out, where they're underneath the car at the gas station, and Buzz comes over to Woody and goes, "This is no time to panic." And Woody goes, "This is a perfect time to panic." And that GIF has been playing over and over and over in my head. But I realize that it's panicking is not going to solve anything, right? The fear backs us into the wrong corner. Me thinking that the sky is falling isn't going to fix the fact that we need to move forward. And so I'm going to take a new attitude. I'm going to adopt a new tone, and that's the way it goes, right? We have to move forward and solve the problem and get back to the basics. One of the requests on Twitter for a podcast episode that I will be doing in the future, probably not for the next one, because the next one I think is 4th of July, but the one after that, I want to talk about how my knowledge, my training at Concordia, my training before that, some of the education that I had in the various aspects has affected and changed the way that I do business, right? And how knowing the theory of business, knowing the technical side of the industry is very helpful in these times of difficulty, because you can go back to the basics and say, okay, what are the core aspects of this that we need to maintain and improve upon? So I'm excited about it. I'm moving forward with a positive attitude, and I hope that I haven't bummed you out too much. I do want to continue to share what I feel is the honest truth of my attitudes and my feelings, because, I think despite the somewhat dramatic nature of it, there is a reality to it that I think helps for those who are maybe struggling on their own right. So I'm not going to necessarily shield you guys from my own, anxieties and fears and worries, but I'm going to do a little bit better job of also giving you this side of things where it's a little more positive, a little more upbeat, and a little more of how do we get out of the hole that we've got ourselves into? Because that's the true part of the hero's journey that we like, right? The deeper the hole the hero falls into, the more excited we are when the hero climbs out. So here's me working on climbing out. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in on next Tuesday for our next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. Excuse me, actually, I was wrong there. I'm going to correct myself. Tune in next Thursday, July 4th. I'm recording these in advance because I'm headed out for my brother's wedding next week. So I'm going to be out of the office. Not that I'm not going to be working, but I won't be at my studio. So next Thursday, July 4th, should be the podcast after this one. If you have any podcast questions or concerns, or you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co. While you're there, check out that Instagram shopping thing that we've got. You can also contact us on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, all the usuals. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible, but I do appreciate your patience. If you think I deserve it, a good review on both our website, not on our website, sorry, what am I talking about? A good review on our product on Facebook, or a good review of the podcast in whatever app you're listening to is just really helpful. It does make a difference. People really read those things. So do that and leave a review, good or bad, but mostly good. And tell your friends about our product, because word of mouth by far is the best advertisement. And on the thank you page of our cart where it checks out, there's a little box that says, tell us how you found us. And you wouldn't believe how many times people have put actual people's names of previous customers in that box. So the word of mouth really does change things. If you have a podcast topic you want to hear more about, send them my way. Twitter is actually probably the best place to send them to me because that is an easy place for me to see it, and we don't have that many Twitter followers. So whenever people message us on Twitter, I really pay attention to that. I'm always happy to engage with our growing community. I want to give you guys what you want. If you're looking for multiple binders for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, ask about our bulk discounts. We do have those available, and they only start at $5, so it's not like we have huge minimums to get our bulk discounts. Thanks you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.